Okay, we'll figure this out. Okay, are you ready? Are you guys ready?
Yeah,
Yes,
ready, of
Okay.
course.
absolutely.
So today we're going to be talking about NFTs. Now, here's the problem though. Okay, a lot of people think that NFTs are pictures of monkeys.
Oh,
Okay?
okay.
I know, right? Because that's what mainstream is, and that's what everybody's thinking. They're going like, "Oh my gosh, what are NFTs? They're just like JPEGs." All right? So we have to help people to understand what NFTs really are for. Okay, and I'm just going to ask you to just briefly introduce your name, and I know that each of you have a specific project related to real use cases of NFTs. So try to keep your project into 2 sentences. Your name and 2 sentences about your current project. Okay, you ready?
Ready.
Okay. All right,
Ready,
Ruan,
yeah.
why don't we start with you?
Thank you, Arthur. So, hi everyone. Thank you, Favors, for having me. My name is Ruint, and I'm a co-founder of Mentarupa, which is the first NFT community, and also a project called Robomot, which is the first NFT project with remote workers utility. 2 sentences.
Okay, my name is Gede Butu Rahman Desianta, or call me Anta. I'm the CEO of Baliola. My project is using NFT for protecting the copyright of the artists and enabling NFT on NFT of everything.
Yeah, hello. My name is Bell. You can call me Bell. So I'm the CEO and co-founder of ArtSky. So ArtSky actually NFT utility for the loyalty membership. So now we are based in Jakarta. Yeah.
Okay. Hello, Arthur. Hello, everyone. My name is Jagad Marcelino. I'm currently the community lead of Utopia NFT Club. It's basically an NFT club based in Indonesia. And also, I'm the project director of Mindblown NFT project, which is a Web3 IP development. Thank you.
Awesome, awesome. Okay, now here's the thing, right? Now there are different kinds of NFT or formats, right? Okay, now the thing is, most people just know what is called a 721 type of format, which means essentially one NFT is unique, completely unique, okay? But there are other types of formats also, specifically what's called an 1155. Okay, you don't have to remember these. But that the difference is, for example, that an 1155 you can have the same picture, but you can have 1,000 of the same picture. Okay, which is a way to also go ahead and fractionalize an NFT or an NFT membership or anything. So I'd like to know, first of all, okay, what are you using? Are you using one? Are you using the other? Are you using both? And why are you using the specific format that you're using? Okay.
So, for our project, we're using ERC 721. And as you know, ERC 721, as you said, Arthur, is more of a one of one. So, if I had to paint a picture, it'd be like the Mona Lisa. Now, ERC 721 is the original and what we call an NFT. Technically, that's what it is. And later down the line, 1155 was developed. Now, why would you want 1155? Not many people can afford the Mona Lisa, but they can afford a poster of the Mona Lisa. So that would be the comparison to an 1155. A digital use case would be, for example, in gaming. You know, kids my age, I'm not a kid anymore, but if people my age and younger, they understand that when I buy a skin online in a game, or if I buy an asset, I can't have a one of one asset. There are millions of people maybe who want to buy that asset. So it's the same asset, but just like you said, multiple editions. So this is where 1155 comes in handy. But for Robomot, we're using 721.
And
So on baliola.com, our marketplace, we are using both of them. So we are using 721 and also 1155. The difference is, there is artists here, artists like painters or digital illustrators. They have a one kind of art, but I'm agree with you when the people love to have a lot of want to have one of this art. So we are fractionized in 1155. So the artists can change. Maybe like they don't want you selling the artwork. They want to put it in the museums or they want to put it in the gallery, but they are selling the NFT as a lithograph of the artwork. So we're using 1155 for this.
right.
Yeah. So what I'm thinking about that, NFT is not just only talk about the graphic, right? NFT talking about the video, NFT talking about the audio, NFT talking about graffiti, NFT talking about anything unique. So it's not just only an gallery, okay? So if you talk about what NFT will be used in our case for loyalty membership, actually we use the same things. Example, like platinum or gold or silver or anything. So what we create is one NFT we can copy like 100, and this 100 is for example for only platinum member only, and the others like rare things 15 cards is just only for 15 we create, but all the picture is the same, but we make them different with the smart contract. For use case it's different for all the things. That's why I'm thinking.
Okay, basically for my project, so like the golden standard of this NFT is like ERC 721, right? And for Mind Blown, we're using the 721, and also we're having this kind of reward program. So basically, when we're having this offline event, we're going to airdrop them. It's kind of a proof of attendance. It's like a PO app. So we also use 1155. So it's, when you come to this weddings or maybe like an event, they gave you like a goodie bags, right? And then it's also acts like the same. Basically, it's like a proof of attendance, but it's not a type of token that is minted in DAO. It's more like an art. So it's like a gift. We're also using 1155 token. So it's 721 and also 1155.
All right, awesome. Okay, so now let's look at different applications for NFTs, right? Okay, so I mean, so far we're still talking about like art and music and things like that, but okay, Ruan, okay, you are literally using your NFTs for time and talent. Okay, can you tell us a little bit more about that?
Yeah, sure. So, Robomot, the NFT, the artwork itself, is designed by Tommy Chandra, who's an illustrator here in Indonesia. Who's the first Google Doodle illustrator. But what's interesting about it is when you buy the NFT, you can connect to our Discord and it'll show that you have the NFT, and it gives you immediate access to a fully doxed, fully trained for Web 2 and Web 3 remote worker. Now, for people who don't know what a remote worker is, it's basically the most common use case would be a virtual assistant for administrative work. They can prepare your trip for you. They can fill in Google Sheets. Any sort of administrative work you can think of. This is just one use case. They can do it remotely. So all of that is done through Discord. And the reason they get access to it is because we can verify that they have the NFT. So that's our use case.
Okay, so for example, so we've got NFT use case. Number one is time. Number one is a type of specifically trained individual. And number three is access. Okay, so what are some of the other use cases you've got?
Okay, one thing that we have successfully doing an NFT for charity. So we are raising fund like 50 million rupiah in only 5 days for supporting the schizophrenia house in Denpasar. And then now we're just launching NFT chocolate. So it's an NFT for community. When you bought an NFT, you will get the tree, the plant tree, and then you got the profits. You get a 30% profit from that tree, and then you get 10% discount for every single outlet of the chocolate. They have like a 19 outlet in Bali, and also you have got profit from the dividends of the factory of the chocolate. So with this kind of utility, we want to support the farmers. So farmer get what do you call it, the salary, fixed salary every single month, and supporting to the green ecosystems also, because we will planting like 5,000 cocoa plant, and in this 28 we will plant our first batch 131 plant in Badung.
Awesome. Okay, so now basically what we have is NFT use case related to social responsibility. Okay, it's related to agriculture. Okay, or improving the state of agriculture in Bali. Plus, it's also investments connected to real world assets.
Yes.
All right. Okay, next.
Yeah.
Val.
So our project actually we changed the common. We changed the common into the digital. So actually for loyalty membership is commonly using in others brand. So the research say that engagement to some one brands, it's more agreeable if they have a loyalty membership. So what we think is because the crypto space, the memberships and community is grow potentially. So we want to spin off. What about this is going to make into the crypto? So we think that NFT is one tools to make this happening. So um, what we have is to create this membership become like people wants to example you go to the cafe you have to pay like 150 thousands per one you came, right? So if you buy it one year only example $100, so it's benefit for the product itself, but from the user they have came there like 1 year, they like whatever they want. So that's we built for that.
Okay, so we're looking at personal benefit, but you're also looking at a kind of sense of prestige, right? I mean, it's like, whoa, look,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know,
the
I've got
prestige,
this
yeah.
particular membership, I got this card, I'm awesome. Is
Yeah.
that right? Okay, so you've got the emotional element of what the NFT represents, and of course, you also have the utility of being able to access, but it's also used now in this case for marketing purposes. Is that
Yeah,
right?
marketing purposes.
All right,
yes.
awesome.
Yeah.
All right, fantastic. Jagat,
Yeah.
okay, how about you?
Okay, so basically, Mindblown Universe is the Web3 brand, right? So it is the extension of Web2 brand that is called Tahi Lalats.
Okay,
So-
just because there's still a lot of people that may not understand the difference between Web 2 and Web 3, so maybe just kind of use
Okay.
normal language for that.
Okay, basically, like Tahi Lalats is just the conventional brand, right? It's like a comics character base. And the difference between Mindblown Universe, it's the extension of the Tahi Lalats, but it is living in a metaverse. So what makes it different? Basically, the crowdfunding, the crowdsourcing, and also the crowd building mechanism. So every IP in the world is they want to expand, they want to expand their IP, right? But what makes it different is we grow with the community. So we do believe in Web3, we do believe in community creation. So we have this program, it's called Value Creation Ecosystem. So we have the utility and also the perks, right? For the perks, it's like an event access in Indonesia. We're talking about like one of the biggest music festival, let's say like Sondrenalin. We have also With the Fest. That's only the perks. But for the utility, it's basically the share, right? So it's like a business. It's like a common business. We do the crowdfunding, and then every NFT that you have is basically represent this one share, right? And then we have gather all of these funds, right? So we want to create the value. So every holders, they will be able to propose an ideas, and then we can give the funds to them if the community accept it. So we will give back the funds, and then we can gain the profit, and then the profit will be shared with the community and also with our brand, and it will come up to the treasury, and then the treasury goes back to the value, means more treasury. We can gather more of the proposal that comes from the space. So basically, that's the.
So basically, it's like an incubator for ideas and entrepreneurs to be able to share their ideas and expand on them and get investment from each other and other people from around in order to basically feel like, wow, I get to join a startup and it only costs me this much because I only want maybe one share or something like that. Is that right?
Correct.
Okay, awesome. So that's okay. So now we've got a couple of use cases. Now, of course, I'm also part of the Global Mentor Exchange. Okay, there was no self-promotion here whatsoever. But with the NFT use cases that we're using them very specifically for enterprise level learning and development, right? Okay, so that means now you just think about this, all right? Now let's say you go out and you go for training. Your company sends you for training, for example. Okay. Now, if your company sends you for training, sometimes, you don't want to really be there and you're kind of playing with your phone, and then the company basically wastes money. Okay. Well, now, one of the use cases within the Global Mentor Exchange AI assisted metaverse, okay, is that you can actually get learning tokenization. That means that once you are connected with the learning outcomes, an NFT is issued if you show a certain level of behaviors. Okay, that NFT is connected to a percentage of the training budget. Okay, the next level would be if you're showing the next higher level of behaviors based on the learning outcomes. And then you get even more money because that one is connected to the overall budgets of the organization. So, and then of course, the final one would be maybe time off and things like that, where you also get maybe executive retreat in Bali or something like that. So all of these are making it really easy for people to implement learning that they get from training in companies because they get paid to do it without the company spending any extra money. So in this particular case, that use case connects back to implementation of learning rather than just learning and hoping that people remember the stuff. All right? So, okay, we got a few more minutes to go. How many more minutes do we have? 2, right?
10.
5 minutes? We got 5 minutes? Okay. All right. Anyway, you guys want to hear some more stuff about NFTs? All right. So here's what we're going to do. Okay. Now imagine 5 years into the future, 5 years, okay? Each of your projects is like skyrocketing. Things are happening. What are the next level in NFT applications? All right? Ruan.
Okay, so I like this question because we always try to think, what's the practical use? Where do I see this in 5-10 years? So I'm going to give 2 examples that I think is going to be very practical. The wonderful thing about blockchain, or most blockchains, is that it's transparent and you can see everything that's happening. Now, in terms of ownership, one application that I would find very useful is property. So imagine if we could see property being put in NFTs. I mean, that would be a game changer.
I think ECTA is doing that already.
Maybe. Congratulations on that. I think in 5 years, people are going to see that value. The second one is perhaps identification. So now some of the latest development in NFTs, we have what we call soulbound tokens, which basically means a non-transferable NFT. If I send you an NFT, you cannot sell it. You cannot send it to another wallet. Now, why would someone want to do this? A use case you just mentioned. But in my case, it would be, for example, for identification purposes. Imagine going to the airport and pulling up your phone and showing them an NFT, a non-transferable NFT of your identification that was sent by the official government of that issuing country. So the wallet is trustworthy, the technology is trustworthy, and then whatever is shown in that NFT, in this case, it would be the ID, is trustworthy.
And you know, if you take that into the learning and development space, you can do that with certifications.
Yep.
University degrees, everything.
Basically, any certification, anything that basically sticks with you for life. So any achievements that,
including wives or husbands.
Now, you know what? On that topic of wives and husbands, you know what? This is so good that you've got another 13 minutes. 13 minutes.
13 minutes.
5 is too short.
Talk on the mark.
You need longer. So we're going to 13 minutes more, guys. Keep it going. It's so good.
All right.
Good.
I'm gonna stop there and do the wives and husbands.
All right, ready.
Okay, in my perspective, what I seeing that what will happen in 5 years is my ID card will be on NFTs, my birth certificate will be on NFTs, my medical record will be on NFTs. That's what I'm thinking.
Now, would you want your medical records public on the blockchain?
This is one thing that I always believe. There is a private blockchain, right? And it's a public blockchain. The government needs to have a private blockchain, and they're holding our data, everything. But every single transaction happening with our data, our NFT, it must be us that know what they are doing with our data, right? This is what I'm thinking, that the next 5 years, if we are successful with our project and government trying to adopt more about blockchain and NFTs, so maybe all of our data we will back again controlled by us. So there's this. in my perspective.
All right. Okay, Bell.
Yeah, so I'm thinking those of you guys, it's good thinking about it. So about the identity, I agree. About the what you say, the certification, I agree. So what I'm thinking is about the intellectual property. So we know that there is so much use case on blockchain, right? Like a DeFi, metaverse, NFT, DAO, and many things, many more. So I'm thinking for NFT, it's specially for intellectual property. So in the next future, every example, names, logos, companies, or anything will be on the NFT because as the we know from the blockchain side, there's have the trustworthy and also immutable. So what I'm thinking is only that intellectual property.
Awesome. Awesome. All
Yeah.
right. Jagat.
Okay, maybe like the first phase of this Web3 is like the financial layer, and I think it's like it's for me it's done for now, right? And then we're moving towards the governance layer and also the social layer, which is the soulbound token. We're also talking about the DID, decentralized identifications, right? I think like we're going to explore more on that, like governance. Let's say for the governance layer, like this DAO. I think like DAO, it's not only about the the voting, like yes or no, but it should be the consensus, like before the voting as well, right? There should be a kind of system that we need to have to be able to cater the needs of this DAO as well, right? And then also we need to also explore like the possibility of the hyperstructure, because when we're talking about DAO, it's basically like a network. How each of this department or sub DAO can be able to thrive and have their own self governance, and we need a tech to able to support that, and we'll be able to implement this in a nationwide standard. And then the third one is the social layer. I think like we've been in Mindblown, we have been doing this DID system. So basically, it's like your social credentials. So the problem with the current state of Web3 is what you do in Web3 is not being recorded, right? So we judge people by the PFP, right? It's like the Board API Club. It's only by
PFP.
the profile picture.
Okay.
I mean,
Okay, got it.
right?
I have no idea what you're talking about. Okay, all right.
So the credibility is only based on the picture that you use, right? But it should be the things that you have done in the space. That's why the ID comes in this place. So it's basically like your Web3 identity. It can store your credentials, and it basically like proves that things that you have done in the space.
Awesome, awesome. And taking that to the next level. So one of the things we've done for our global mentor exchange metaverse is we've created an AI. Now this AI is actually an AI of me, but it's read all of my books. All right, it's watched all of my videos. It has read all of my LinkedIn articles. So if you ask this AI questions about some of the work that I've done, it'll be able to answer them for you. And more importantly, it'll be able to ask you questions to clarify, to understand what you really want in relation to maybe solving a problem. Now, an NFT that AI is actually an NFT. Okay, that means that I can and it's an 1155 NFT, so I can actually sell versions of myself to other people who want to have all of my knowledge and ask me questions and have me ask them questions. Okay, now the best part, and this is using canister technology from the Internet Computer Protocol, is that AI can continue to access new information or new knowledge that I put out on Web 2 type platforms. So it'll update itself based on that new content until I die, and then people that own a version of Arthur Karmazi will still at least have. I'll have a legacy, and people will say, "Oh, I have Arthur Karmazi in my phone."
I'm not gonna lie, Arthur. It sounds like a Black Mirror episode.
Yeah.
I mean, not that I'm narcissistic or anything. I mean, but yeah, no, it could be, it could be. But all right, so now we've got 5 minutes. All right, so here's the way we got. Okay, everybody's got 1 minute. Okay, because I know you're going to go over to explain one last thought for the audience on what is your perspective of what NFT has in store or could be used for now.
I think I'm going to continue what Jagat said earlier. I think that any technology, any advancement in technology should make our lives easier. When the internet first came along, no one imagined that it would be what it would be today. I mean, they could guess, but you wouldn't think that it would be such an extension to what you do daily life. Like if I told someone you can't touch your phone and you're traveling I just traveled from Bali to Jakarta this morning, that person might panic. There's so many things that we are dependent upon in Web2 technology. I think that there are things that we cannot yet imagine because the technology is still developing. But one of the things that I can imagine is actions, because everything in the blockchain is written. So, we call this type of governance, I mean, it's based on, I guess you would call it, help me out, Jagat. It's based on, what's the word I'm looking for? Brain freeze. It's based on your actions. So, I mean, the blockchain, in that type of governance, you can see whether someone initiated a voting proposal and then see if it was beneficial for the community. And then if it was, their points would go up, let's say. So, but if it wasn't, their points would go down. So this is one use case that I can imagine coming very soon.
All right.
Yeah, the one thing that I'm thinking now is now people are making a very narrow perspective of NFTs. It's only about pictures, it's only about everything. But NFTs is technology. The technology to giving impact to doing something to us, we need a business models. So what I'm thinking is why don't we just deep down with our every business models and try to combine it using an NFT as our tools to giving an impact to doing what is best for us. So this is what I want to say.
Awesome.
Yeah, so my side is because now the internet is going global and everyone's can be create some hoax. Now our problem is hoax. So sometimes the others news, the others pictures, videos, audios, or whatever, it can be manipulated. So what I'm thinking is next time in the future, people just only see the real one. The real one is just only for the NFT. So that's why we have to build the NFT market like a platform, which is just only to post the real one. So that's how I'm thinking.
Okay, maybe like one thing for sure, NFT is not only for the investment instrument. So NFT is just one of the derivative technology from the blockchain. Even when you're talking about the smart contracts alone, even you're talking about NFTs, there are like around 8 to 15 type of smart contracts for NFTs. And then there's this new thing also like an NFT rent, and also like you can add this NFT on stocks that you can able to track which person is going to dump the stocks as well. There are many things, and maybe like people need to see this as the technology first, and also they need to know about the Web3 spirit, because for me it's not only about the the instrument of investment. It's a technology, and it's like I think it's like a tools of civilization for myself, right? Yeah.
Awesome. Okay, so well, that pretty much wraps it up. Just want to go out to the audience for now. Does any person brave enough to ask one question? Is there anybody brave enough to ask one question? Okay, speak now or forever hold your peace. Okay, ready? Anybody? Okay, you look like you've got.
Going once.
You ready? No, going once.
Going twice.
Going twice. All right. We got a question. Yes, one question.
I want to know what is the bad things about the NFT.
Bad things about NFT. Okay, you got like 2 seconds.
Any weakness? So what are the bad things about NFTs? What are the weaknesses?
Weaknesses.
One thing, because we have to stick to
Yeah,
time.
yeah, one
so
thing.
one great thing. I'll give you long enough to think now. Is the think gap? You got that?
Right now, for me, it's too early. You know, people say it's early. You're in early, which is good, but it's also a bad thing for me. Why? Because of regulations. That's my one weakness right now. A lot of people don't want to talk about regulations because they have this idea that NFT is going to liberate the world. I don't think the future is going to be Web3 exclusive. I think it's going to be a mixture. I think there has to be a balance. It has to come back to real life. And in real life, there are regulations. In every country, in every place you live, there are regulations. And NFT is not exclusive to this. But I think it can better the way we live. But right now, that's currently a weakness.
All right. I think that you have anything to say about it?
Yeah, but I think we're echoing bro. That's the problem is the regulation, taxation, and like, yeah, I'm agree with you. This will not like changing everything. It
Okay.
will be life together, and yeah, it will be combined, and it will be helping us. Our civilization will move forward. Maybe that.
All right. Well, I think we're out of time unless there's one.
Well,
new,
I
you
have
got something
one
cool?
idea.
One new thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
One
all
new
right.
thing. Actually, this is I don't want to talk about, right? But I will talk about the bad things in NFT actually is using for money laundering.
Money laundering.
Yeah.
Okay.
How it's work?
But it
I'm
depends
telling
on
you how
who's.
it's work.
Unless you're the money launderer, then it's a good thing.
I
I
tell
knew
you,
you were gonna
I
say
tell you
that.
something. I tell you something. Okay.
I knew you were going to say. So, guys, photo opportunity. Stand up, grab
There we go,
a
right.
photo. Grab a photo. Round of applause. Round of applause. I love the last one. That was great.
Let's go in the middle over here, guys.
Unless you are the ML.